Wiggle culture here. I'm working in the greenhouse. A little bit cool outside today, not too bad, but it's definitely warm in the greenhouse. Alright, I'm putting down my drip tape. And I've had these old aluminum rods, so I needed stakes for my lines, so I cut the rods up, bent them. That was the end piece. I'm using bolt cutters, small pair of bolt cutters. I also cut up some galvanized wire. So I just saved stuff like that and hopefully find a use for it, and I did. Old bits of wire, metal rod. The varieties I'm going to put over on that narrow spot up by the front. I'm going to put Sugar Baby 75 days. With the corn being, you know, supposed to be less than 60, 50 to 60. 55 to 60, I mean. It's already sprouted, so I'm on the clock with that. So I figure this will be sitting a few weeks after I clear the corn out, but I'll still get a harvest, you know, if it goes well. Tomorrow's April 1st, so May 1st, June 1st, then another 15 days, so mid-June. For that, I'll be harvesting corn hopefully the end of May, right when everybody starts planting. They say to plant corn here May 25th. I'm hoping to be harvesting by then. Now with the squash, I got a 44, a 42, and a 41 days harvest, and I got 7 to 10 days to germinate. So I'm gonna say 54 days, and I know that this is under ideal conditions. So I'm hoping that during that week I should start having some squash on there, provided I get some bees in here to pollinate, which more on that later. So my plan is to also put in these top crop 50 days plus germination. So again, that's right in my time window. So I'm going to try to do the three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, have everything coming in together. This is basically what I would say would be the squash for the vining type. These are all the bush types here. They're not going to trail. But no trailing squash is going to be ready in time for me. So I want to be able to clear out this whole bed if I want to. I'm not sure what I'll do at that point. We'll see how much sun's hitting. It'll be 3 weeks from the solstice at that point. So we'll just see what our options are. I might just plant out a whole bunch of squash. Or maybe put in a second crop of watermelon or something like that. Sweet potatoes, well, it'll be too late for sweet potatoes, but we'll see what we'll put in here. But right now I want to get corn. I made second crop of corn. So clamp down this pipe a little bit more. It's kind of floppy. It's a new pipe, which I'm putting all new in, except I'm reusing fittings, but sometimes it's just too much hassle to reuse that old pipe when you have new stuff. So I'm going to actually bury more of this half-inch line under this little wall and take it over. I don't know if you can see through there. Got a spigot in there, hydrant. So instead of trying to run the hose to the door, I'm going to run the pipe underneath the wall over closer and just bury it under the chicken. It's pine needles in there. Here's a better look at the beds. Man, that far in down there was caked up. That's where all the birds had been sitting, the chickens, and it was a couple inches of just solid mud and manure. I chopped it up. It's been sitting here for several months now, so I think it'll be okay to garden with. Plus I chopped it up. So, and on the end here, I put the little valve. And that way, when I need water for my upcoming barley fodder, I'll have water right there. I don't have to run a hose in here. So we're going to have some freezing nights Thursday and Friday. They say 27. So I'm not going to put the corn in before that. I'm going to leave the corn right here. Hopefully it'll be a good 4 or 5 inches by then. But I'm going to just cover this with blankets. All my chickens roost in here. I don't know if you can see that. But all that heat from all those birds will help keep it from freezing in here. Plus hopefully the mass of the soil that's warm, the mass of the bricks, 1,000 gallons of water. all will be hopefully regulating the temperature enough. And if it gets too cold in here, I'm thinking about taking that foam insulation, putting it up on this shelf, and then just setting my corn on top of it and draping something to kind of like keep that heat right up there. All the coldest air that hits in here is obviously going to sink. So up here, I'm just hoping that 27 degrees will not kill my seedlings. And all this is cold weather stuff here. Warm weather stuff. The basil does not like the cold. The tomatoes don't like the cold. The peppers don't like the cold. And that's mostly what I have here. The Swiss chard will be fine. The arugula got eaten by the chickens. So I'm not real hopeful of these brassicas. But tomatoes are coming along nicely. Some of my tags got scattered. Got some little purple basil, red basil coming in. Got some weeds I missed. So it's just a kind of a crapshoot because the chickens just got it in on top of these trays when I had them sitting over here. That door blew open. So $5 latch cost me all that. So anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later. Alright, got the water turned on, got the seeds in. It looks like I need a new pressure regulator because all of the valve or all the fittings are leaking. So we have yellow crookneck squash planted in here. We have top crop green beans. Yeah, top crop bush beans. By every little drip on the water line, I put top crop beans right on that spot. And then in between, we alternated the squash, and along the back there is the watermelon. Probably like Sunday, I'll be moving this corn into the rows. We got the freeze supposedly coming Thursday, Friday, perhaps Saturday. So Sunday will be a good day to transplant this corn. And I'll put it in 12-inch blocks all throughout this, which means there'll be two sets of corn plants in between each water line, all the way down. That's Yukon Chief. So right now we're just soaking these beds down. I'll buy a new pressure regulator. I think I have one more. I have to find it. I buried a pipe down here to go underneath the wall. So the pressure regulator is over there on the hydrant. I also added a crow's foot locking mechanism so the chickens can't get in here on accident. So I am done in this greenhouse for today. Temperature is 84. The question is how cold will it be when it freezes outside, when it gets down to 27. I am taking a chance with these seedlings, with the green beans, squash, and watermelon. If it comes up before Friday, Saturday, it has a chance of getting frozen, perhaps. If it does get damaged, I'll just replant next week. But I'm trying to get a jump on it, and we'll just see how it goes. This 84 degrees is perfect for all these crops. They'll love it in here. We just got to get some bees in when the pollination, and they should be able to fly in. I'm going to actually build a mason bee nest. I'm going to put it right up there. So, and then I'll put some fans in here and make sure the corn has a good breeze. If I take the plastic off, I won't have to worry about it, but I'm not sure the plastic will be coming off before, May 25th. So we'll see. If any plastic comes off at all, it'll be the ends. So we get some ventilation and let some of this heat out. Now, that's it for now. Hey y'all. I'm going to be working on this bed right here. Starting with the high tunnels coming up to this path here. Water's been coming in down the hill, down the driveway, coming in right here. And if you follow this washout, I'm standing downhill actually. That's kind of going back uphill. I know it's lesser grade, hard to explain. It was going down right past this panel and down that way. Now it's going that way. Going right down here, down around the corner, and then out. It's washing out that burn there. It's supposed to be going out right there. The plan is I'm going to till. First I just got to rake all this straw out of the way. Old hay, because the tiller doesn't like it that much. I'm going to leave a line, kind of see where the old bed is there. I'm going to change it where all that water is going to drain out here. and go into that bed. So I'm going to leave the walkway. I'm going to leave a little ditch in front of the mound. And I'm going to build this into one long bed, basically, with the keyhole here coming off. That way everything is across contour of the slope. It's against the grade. That way all the water coming in will stop, soak in, and then when it's well saturated, it'll run around the edge and come on back out and go down that way. Where I already have too much water as well, but at least it won't be washing out my berm, which I do not want it to do that, because that's cutting across contour, causing erosion. That right there. It's washing out. I'm going to fix that. So I'm going to rake this hay up, do a little rototiller in, and I'll show you my solution to this problem. Dwarf mulberries here, getting buds on them. Very nice. So yeah, that tiller definitely doesn't like piles of hay, so I killed it when I was working. Down here in my ditch I found all that old hay piled up quite a bit. So that right there probably caused my problem to begin with. So I'm going to make sure to not put down so much hay, or I need to have a little bit deeper ditch so I can have some hay and still not block the water. I threw all the hay in the washout there. So I'm wrestling with this thing. We're getting it done. I'm back to work. Turns out it's pretty muddy right through there. Got stuck. It was hard to get that thing out. So it's pretty wet through here. I'm going to let it dry out. It's working way too hard. Sun's almost down. I uncovered this bed today, and that spoiled spinach just shoots straight up like that. I'm going to go ahead and harvest that. So talk to you later. I'm going to call it a night.